Hello and welcome to Levant TV headlines. Kurdish militia have seized full control of key border town Tal Abyad from Islamic State group jihadists. A Yemeni rebel delegation finally arrived in Geneva for the second day of UN-backed peace talks after being stranded in Djibouti and accused Saudi Arabia of trying to torpedo the negotiations. Al-Qaeda has confirmed that its second-in-command, Nasir al-Wuhashi, chief of its powerful Yemeni branch, was killed in a US drone strike in the heaviest blow to the jihadist network since the death of Osama bin Laden. At least 14 people have been killed and 70 injured after a train and a lorry collided south of the Tunisian capital, Tunis. And a Bahrain court has jailed opposition leader Ali Salman for 4 years after convicting him of inciting disobedience and hatred in the Sunni-ruled kingdom. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. From Lebanon, the Daily Star leads, reporting that Defense Minister Samir Mokbel says Lebanon has missed a deadline to respond to a proposal to participate in a joint Arab force because of the paralysis in state institutions. The paper also reports that Hezbollah and the Syrian army captured fresh territory from ISIS outside a northern Kalamoun town in a move that saw renewed clashes with the militant group. The Egypt Independent leads, reporting that former President Mohamed Morsi has been sentenced to life by the Cairo Criminal Court over charges of collaborating with foreign entities, including Palestinian faction Hamas and Lebanese militia Hezbollah, and carrying out terrorist activities during the 2011 uprising. The paper also reports that activists in London, Ottawa, Montreal and New York have announced they would stage protests on June 20th and 21st in solidarity with political prisoners in Egypt. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads, reporting that UN Chief Ban Ki-moon has launched Yemen peace talks in Geneva with a call for humanitarian truce as warplanes from a Saudi-led Arab coalition pounded the Houthi-controlled capital Sana'a. The paper also reports that a new survey has revealed that 24% of residents here, including 25% of UAE nationals, are still choosing to seek medical treatment abroad. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Independent leads its Middle East news, reporting that Palestinian leaders have accused Israel of a war crime after military tractors destroyed around 1,000 olive and almond trees belonging to local farmers on the grounds that they were illegally planted on state land. Stunned farmers were at the targeted hillside, aghast that nothing remained of their 5 to 10-year-old trees except a few stumps and some olive tree branches. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news, reporting that children feared to have been taken by 3 sisters to Syria told their fathers they can't wait to come home during their last conversation before they went missing, the family's lawyer has revealed. Khadija, Sugra and Zohra Dawood, whose children are aged between 3 and 15, went missing after going on an Islamic pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia from their homes in Bradford, West Yorkshire. The Guardian leads its Middle East news, reporting that an Egyptian court has upheld a death sentence against ousted President Mohamed Morsi in a trial stemming from the Muslim Brotherhood leader's escape from prison during the 2011 uprising that forced Hosni Mubarak from power. Tuesday's ruling reaffirms an initial decision in the case in May, in which Morsi and more than 100 others were sentenced to death. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in the international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that over the last few months, Israel has been holding intermittent off-the-record indirect talks with Hamas, with Qatar, Europe and the United Nations mediating. The talks are aimed at reaching some kind of understanding that would not lead to a permanent agreement, but a long-term quiet and help to avoid another round of bloody fighting. And the International New York Times, a year after the Islamic State seized Mosul and 10 months after the United States and its allies launched a campaign of airstrikes against it, the jihadist group continues to dig in, stitching itself deeper into the fabric of the communities it controls. In vast swaths of Syria and Iraq, with shattered ties to national governments, the jihadists have worked to fill the void, according to interviews with residents from areas in Syria and Iraq ruled by the Islamic State. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.